Okay, so this is asking us basically what is meant by smart cities and what is meant by built environment. And these two terms interlink with each other. I'm just going to show you a picture of a smart city. So keep this in mind when we're talking about a smart city. Different things which are automated but linked together. So you've got like smart buildings, which provide not only building services but Wi-Fi services. You'll probably have solar panel which is connected to this. Smart shopping, which will talk to the users, the people walking by with their phones. So they're walking by a store and it will tell them sales, like sending them messages. Hey, come in here, check this out. You've got electric vehicle charging for your smart cars, smart homes. Again, the list is absolutely endless. So provide 3 examples of using smart devices used in smart cities. So let's talk about discussion points. To begin with, you can talk about the benefits of using smart cities for the community. So if you used, let's say, a way to reduce traffic, which, think about it, if you've got smart cars all hooked up to a smart system, it'll be able to tell you where the traffic is straight away so you can avoid it. This will be a disadvantage, privacy concerns. We can talk about cost. It'll be expensive to implement, however, there will be a return on investment as well. We can talk about how it's used to address environmental concerns, so that'll be an advantage. More efficient, better for productivity. Being able to collect real-time data. So for example, smartwatches which can give people feedback on people's health in real time. So if you've got a doctor concerned about a patient and they're wearing a smartwatch, you'll be able to see their, you'll be able to see their health details constantly to check up on them, monitor them. Some people might be for that, some people might think that's an invasion of privacy. Who knows? But this also talks about the need to address some of the disadvantages by policies and rules to ensure that people use smart technology ethically. So, in an answer, have a read of this. The built environment refers to human-made surroundings that provide a space for human activities such as neighborhood, town, cities, and supporting infrastructure. Smart cities, on the other hand, use different systems and devices to allow people to communicate and exchange data to improve lives. So this is talking about the built environment, where we basically building smart devices into buildings. Smart cities is basically all these different buildings which are connected together to help improve people's lives. So you could have a smart building where you've got like smart, let's say your home, where you've got a smart fridge, you've got a smart lighting system, but that would just work for you. A smart city is where it's all connected together. All of these things work together to help improve the life of citizens and not just one person or not just one office. So you can have things built into the environment like smart parking. Smart city is where you use lots of these together. That's a better way of thinking about it. This gives you an example of different smart devices which could be used in a smart city. Now let's talk about the advantages. So these advantages are linked to the devices which have been mentioned here, such as parking sensors, smart streetlights, traffic management, but you could have mentioned anything. What I'll do is I'll give you a list of things you could have mentioned in a second. So this talks about congestion, this talks about, didn't mean to do that. This talks about Yes, so smart devices reduce congestion, more surveillance, which means safer communities, less pollution because of electric vehicles being used, with the fact that you can charge your car anywhere. So quite a few different advantages for this. Less pollution due to electric vehicles. Smart lighting makes things safer as well. Disadvantages: people's privacy of data, because people are being tracked. Cities will have to spend a lot of money for the infrastructure, leading to high costs. That's the biggest disadvantages. Talking about ethics, etc. What about people hacking? This didn't mention anything about hacking, but you could have mentioned that. So remember, these are discussion points you could have possibly mentioned. This is an answer for 5 marks. Let me give you a list of different smart devices you could have talked about, and advantages and disadvantages. So these are different smart devices you can use in a smart city with some advantages and disadvantages. Feel free to note these down. Okay, let's move on.